Our next speaker is an artist, born and raised in Vancouver. It's Ken Lum. He has exhibited widely for over 25 years, including major exhibitions in Sao Paulo, Shanghai, New York, Berlin, Istanbul. He has published extensively and was co-founder and founding editor of Yishu, Journal of Contemporary Chinese Art, arguably China's leading contemporary art journal. He has also managed and curated historical and contemporary exhibitions, including Shanghai Modern, 1919 to 1945, and the 7th Sharjah Biennale in the United Arab Emirates. In recent years, he has produced several public artworks for cities like St. Moritz, Vienna, Stockholm, Leiden, Utrecht, and here in Vancouver. Please welcome Ken Lum.
I wore my wrong glasses, so I can't even read my notes. I think the last time I was here, I was waiting in line outside at midnight for the premiere of Star Wars, actually. I wanted to show you, think about a world picture that would be particularized to Vancouver. And I mean that in the Heideggerian sense of not a world, not in the sense of being able to get a better picture of the world, but the world that's being captured by the logic of the picture, i.e. mediation and so on. And I couldn't think of a better picture than the previous one. Because it just showed how crummy the details are when you actually look down at the street and so on. And I think it's actually linked to this closing of Burt's on Main, because it shows the lack of continuity, the lack of habits, and the lack of a same place to go to for breakfast or dinner and so on that other cities have. And more grievously, here the Pantages Theatre, which is the oldest vaudeville theatre in Canada, was on the top of the Heritage Canada most threatened buildings list. It's a complete abomination and a failure of our city council to not save it. And quite frankly, I don't understand why we couldn't have just even rebuilt it anew like they did with the Dresden Opera House or in Xintiandi in Shanghai and so on. This is oops, you can't even see the last two parts of it. It's a new work. No, it's not Ireland. There's two colors it's missing here. So I'm not even going to talk about it. But this is a picture I took in the Moscow subway. And you see the shiny part of the dog here. There's all these kind of statuary in at one particular station. And this is what I mean by habits. People, every time they get in or out of this particular station, they have to touch the dog's nose, right? And so on. And I think in the city, we're kind of missing these kinds of rituals, and we don't value these kinds of habits because of the reasons I outlined earlier, no continuity and so on. And this is a picture of traffic along Knight and Clark, and if I hear one more time the city planner congratulating himself in terms of how we prevented highways from coming into the city, I think I'll just kvetch, because I think we need to really rethink in terms of not just Vancouver, but Vancouver as a contiguous regional thing. There's highways kind of going every borough, and even in terms of the city, if you count Clark Drive. And I also wanted to show people waiting for the bus, because I think, it's not just a have and have not, but in terms of, mobility and immobility and so on. This is a new work I'm doing, actually. It's a kind of a painting, a maze painting. It's a kind of a path based on, the Lao Tzu idea of the Tao. And this is called From Sanctity to Insecurity. I'm showing you a picture here of Vienna. This is it's a hairdressing salon. It's very Austrian looking, but it's been around for about 60 years. And the landlord says, no, it's going to stay, even though he's been offered a lot of money to evict this store. So there's a sense of certain things matter more importantly than money and development. And I think many cities, especially these cities in Asia and so on, you see here in Seoul, this very beautiful integration of the old and the new. We kind of are still very green at this, and we're very awkward in terms of this integration. And here it's very seamless. Now here is downtown Vancouver near Chinatown, obviously, but it actually looks like the old buildings are going to be threatened and swallowed up by the new condos. It doesn't feel like it's meant to be integrated. I know that the skinny buildings heritage. It's going to be around, but it really doesn't look like it's safe. It looks like it's going to be cannibalized soon, psychologically. Oh, here's one. Okay, that's the new work I'm doing. It's called From Anger to Forgiveness. It actually includes the words on it. And it's like a chart, right? But it's like monochromes and so on, pie charts and so on, but in the form of monochrome paintings with words on them that kind of outline path. So in a way, they're kind of related to the mazes I talked about. Here's another one. This is the 12 steps to alcoholic recovery. It's done as a kind of dégradé. So I'm not sure this one will sell when it shows in Paris. I'm a bit concerned about it. Maybe I should change it to 12 steps to happiness. A collector will surely love that work. And here's a picture in the studio of one of the maze works. They're actually kind of screened on the back of plexiglass. And I'm interested in this, still maintaining my interest in the language of signage, but also the kind of psychological interior aspects of signage that we confront every day. And I like this kind of collision between public and private. This, I think, was on the Vancouver Sun very recently. And it's actually, I started thinking, well, it's a great Harold Lloyd movie, Grandma's Boy from 1922. It was actually his first feature-length film, very popular at the time, pointing to the Capitol Theater that's no longer there. And I started thinking, why can't we just keep it? Why can't we just kind of like reimagine things? If they come in Rome, they build a metro station and they come across something archaeological and they have to halt it. Why can't we do that? This is just a picture in Rotterdam of a Chinese restaurant. I love these sorts of things. I love these kinds of motifs and so on because even though they're very kitschy, there's something very essential about something very about desire and human subjectivity. These are works I'm working on for my show in Paris and for Geneva in April and May. They have to do with, they're all quite large, and they just there's one, you see, infancy to late adulthood, the ladders and so on, and from anger to so and so, from love to hate and so on. And whenever I travel as well, I was in Philadelphia a few days ago. I always like to go to the Chinatown, and I don't know, it's just kind of a habit. I feel more somehow secure, I guess. But also, if there's no Chinatown, little India or a Greek town in Detroit, that's fine too. So, and right now I'm working on this. It's going to be about 3.5 meters or maybe 4 meters high bronze statue, a public art commission for the city of Edmonton. It's going to sit on the side of the North Saskatchewan River on the big escarpment looking towards downtown. It's called the Philosopher Clydesdale. It's a kind of inversion of our relationship to nature. Oh, and last but not least, the mysterious penis fish, which is something you eat in the Far East. I don't know whether you're supposed to eat it or suck it or whatever. But anyways, to me, it's like a world picture of what's wrong with the world, like dicks hanging out with dicks, dicks liking to be with dicks, and such. Thank you.